Alright, well, we had a first failure. You probably can't see a whole lot through the fish, but we're focusing on that drain tube down there in the bottom. This is in the, obviously, the tiny tank. The only thing that's fish in it right now, the fingerlings. And if you recall, I said I put a fine mesh cloth over that drain tube to make sure that the baby fish couldn't swim into it and get sent through the filtration system. And yeah, that took all of like 2 days for that to come back and bite me, because now all those drain holes are plugged off because the poop plugs up against that fine mesh. So I'm going to have to do some remedial work, and really I think looking at the size of these fingerlings, maybe there's a handful in here that could actually swim through those holes if they wanted to and get sucked into the filtration system. But even still, they'd have to not only get sucked into the drain, but they'd have to then make their way through all 4 barrels before they would get sucked through the pump. So I'm not really worried about that happening. So yeah, probably I'm going to get in there, not right now, but later on, and just cut that screen off, because what happened was those holes plugged up, and then on the return line back here, the supply return, it just overran the tank. So I came out this morning, and the sump was dry, the pump was sitting there sucking air, which is, of course is not good at all, and all the tanks were down at regular level, so I couldn't figure out what the heck happened. My wife told me yesterday she found this one spilling over, and I was like, oh, well, we must have just had the return set too high, no big deal. But yeah, I come up this morning, and tank levels are all down at normal, and the pump's dry. So I'm like, crap, where'd the water go? I couldn't find water on the floor, really, to prove anything. But yeah, so I filled everything back up this morning, was in the house working, and just came out here to take a look again, and sure enough, the sump was not quite dry again, but had a lot of water out of it, and this tank was spilling over. So it was all spilling over here on the edge, and you can see down here now the boards are all wet, there's water on the floor. So yeah, definite proof. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to have to get in there and cut that fine mesh cloth off that drain tube so that this thing will actually circulate right. I didn't think it would happen that fast, but I guess these little suckers have been pooping. But hey, just for fun, I'll feed them for y'all again, just so you get to see it. Well, we all love to get to see some fish eat. That's fun, huh? Yeah, not really. All right, well, yeah, I'll get the sump, get some water back in the sump, get the system back on running, and for now I'm going to have to just let this system run with the air stone and that little circulating pump inside the tank. I'm not going to have the supply line running until I cut that screen off there.